Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you about some products that lost the hype really quickly, and in my opinion, lost it too quickly. This tends to happen here on YouTube. You know, a product comes to be and everyone is loving it and they're so excited about it, and the hype is built up. You've seen it before, I'm sure. But there are some products that get a little bit of hype and then it just dies down really quickly. And so these products, I looked through my collection, and to me, these were ones that seemed to die off more quickly than I would have liked to see. So these are products that you haven't heard about much lately, I'm sure, and ones that, you know, should have been talked about for a while and just weren't. And that is the nature of things here on YouTube. There's always the next big thing, but these are things that I wish got a little more love because they are really good products. So let's just jump right in. So the first one is something that I'm wearing today. It is this right here. Beautiful, right? Really beautiful. So this is by Becca. This is called the Liquid Crystal Lip Topper Glow Gloss. That's a mouthful. But these are really stunning, as you can see. So this is a lip topper. It is a gloss, but it's not a sticky gloss. You can see it's very juicy looking on my lips. I have this on top of another lip color, and you can put this on top of anything. You can just put this on its own if you want. It's gonna be a little more vibrant though if you put it on top of something, but you could just put it on top of a lip liner. But because it really is a lip topper, it says that it's meant to be put on top. These come in a bunch of different shades. This one is in the shade Opal X Jade. So these are all sort of mixed with their highlighter shades. So Opal is one of their very popular highlighters. And so this almost has a little bit of like a greenish shift to it, if you can see the jade part. So they have a lot of different shades of this that are really beautiful. And if you like that kind of effect on your lips, this is one of the good ones that I've seen. A lot of brands have come out with these, and sometimes they don't really do a whole lot to your lips. This one I feel like makes a huge difference. I'll put a little bit more on so you can see. And the applicator is really nice. It's like a little flat doe foot, so it makes it very easy to apply. You can see. Just gorgeous. So pretty. And I don't feel like it really disrupts the lipstick underneath. I mean, it probably would if you wore a liquid lipstick, but if you're just wearing a regular lipstick underneath or a lip liner, this doesn't disturb your lipstick too much. It doesn't break it down. Some glosses can do that. This one doesn't, and it's really gorgeous. I love these, and people were really excited about them when they received them in PR. And then I didn't really hear a ton about them after that. I don't know if they didn't like them. This is the only one that I have, but this is so beautiful. So if you like this sort of thing, highly recommend this one. The next one is a face palette, and I will admit this one is limited edition, so I don't know if you can really find it anymore. So that was maybe why the hype died down. You know, when it comes to limited edition products, it's tough for people here on YouTube who get it, you know, as PR or get it in general, because after a little while, you can't really find it anymore. But it still was such a good product, and people were really talking about it for a little while, and then it died down pretty quickly. And that's the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. I love this. This is really nice. And I do forget to use this sometimes, but it's beautiful. There are lots of great shades in here. This blush shade is absolutely gorgeous. But there are a couple highlighters, and they are pretty natural looking highlighters, but still beautiful. And then there's this shade here that you can use as a little bit of a bronzer. This is a really nice palette. Again, I don't know if you can really get this anymore, so I'll admit that's partly why. You know, but I still wanted to include it in this list because I felt like it just died down too quickly, just a little bit too quickly. This is gorgeous, and this packaging is really beautiful too, so love this one. The next one is another sort of face palette. It's just a blush and a highlight duo. This is by Malley. You don't hear a lot about Malley here on YouTube, that's for sure. But this got a lot of love. You'll see, this is what it looks like, okay? Gorgeous gold highlight and a really pretty peachy blush. So this is in the shade Effortless Peach. That's the shade of the blush anyway, and then that's the pure light highlighter. I guess that's what it's called. Now, this got a lot of attention because Kathleen Lights brought this up, and she mentioned how this was, you know, just as beautiful as, you know, the famous MAC Whisper of Guilt and the Estee Lauder Heat Wave and, you know, the Laura Geller Gilded Honey, you know, those kind of really gold highlighters. So people went nuts, and this was like impossible to find. Like it sold out instantly on Ulta's website. I found one in store. It was like the last one, so I just snatched it up, and it is really beautiful. But what was funny to me was that within like 2 seconds, like after it's selling out, it was like no one talked about it anymore. Everyone kind of snatched it up, and then it was, I don't know if they were just let down by her recommendation or whatever, but it was like no one talked about it. And they're really, really nice. They are. The blush is really pretty. They have this also in another shade. I think it's the same highlighter, but the blush is a little more pinky. That one's pretty too. You can see how pretty that is. A really pretty blush. And then that highlighter is that typical gold. And it's just as beautiful as she said. And I don't know what happened to this. This was very, very quickly forgotten. I'm not sure what happened, but I don't hear anybody talking about this anymore. And I don't hear anybody talking about Malley in general. And it seems like they have nice products. I mean, they're sold in Ulta, and I like this. I haven't tried a lot from her line, I'll admit that. But I mean, this is nice. So I can't imagine her other products are so bad, but I don't know. So this was a weird one, but it is really nice. So if you see it, it's great. The next one is another highlighter, but this is just a highlighter. This is by Makeup Forever. This is the Pro Light Fusion. I have mine in the shade 01. They also have 02, which is a very similar color to that Malley one. It's one of those typical gold highlights. This one's a little more pinky. But this became really popular because Makeup Forever originally came out with these duos, and it was a contour shade and a highlighter. And it came in those 2 shades that I was just mentioning. And people weren't really into the contour shades, but they loved the highlighters. They were loving them. And so then they came out with them as just singles like this, and people were super excited in getting them. And then it was like, like what happened? And it is so beautiful. I went for this shade because this was more my thing. I do like a gold highlight every so often. It can be a little dark for my skin. Not that that ever stops me. But I do typically like these shades better. This has a little bit of like a pink shift to it. So gorgeous. It's almost undetectable on the skin. It's very shimmery. It can go really, really intense, but it really does melt into the skin because of the texture of it. It's a little more of a stiffer formula, so you have to use, you know, I usually use this fluffy fan brush by Wayne Goss to put on my highlight, but for something like this, I have some that are like, you know, some highlights that are like this. I can't use this brush. It's not really gonna pick up much product. So instead, I actually use a brush by Makeup Forever for more highlights like this. I'm just gonna add a little bit to my face because why not, right? It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight, and I don't know why people aren't talking about this anymore. It just melts into the skin. I'm sure that you can't even really tell, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And the gold one is beautiful if you like that kind of a highlight. Let me show you on my finger just so you can get a little bit of a feel for what it's like. But honestly, yeah, you can see how intense that can be. But you don't get the full effect until you see the way that it melts into the skin. You know, some of these highlighters that are super powdery can just kind of sit on the skin, show a lot of texture. This one I feel like doesn't do that so much. So it's expensive, but it's a really, really nice one if you're a highlight fan like I am. I can't get enough of highlights. And yeah, this one was talked about for a couple minutes, and then I don't know what happened. It deserves a lot more love. It's so pretty. Next one is another product by Makeup Forever, which is a little bit newer. This is one of their loose eyeshadows, basically. It's called the Starlit Powder. And they came out with these and also little liquid ones that almost look like little nail polishes at the same time, I think. And this one in particular, shade 13, got a lot of hype because of Jaclyn Hill talking about this. And this is gorgeous. This is one of those interesting pigments where, I mean, yeah, it's a pigment, so it's more intense, of course, but I don't even feel like I need to wet this. In fact, I almost feel like it performs better when I don't wet it, which is sort of odd, but this is intense. She will use this as like a highlighter, which I don't know if I'm that brave. You can see that is, it's so beautiful. Just a stunning color. And as a pop of shine on your lid or in the inner corner, or if you're brave enough, as a highlight, these are amazing. And you know, when you get loose powders like this is a fairly small one compared to like MAC pigments and things like that, you have these forever. Like you never run out of these things. I mean, it takes a lot to run out of a loose pigment like this, honestly. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, I think. You know, of course, they're going to tell you that it expires, I'm sure, at some point. I don't even see it on here, but I don't know. As long as you're keeping them fairly clean, I wouldn't worry too much. But this is beautiful, and this was selling out like crazy, again, because Jaclyn Hill talked about it. But I don't know what happened with this. I've heard her mention it like once or twice since, but like not much. And I don't hear anybody else talking about them, so I don't really know what happened, but these are amazing. Really, really gorgeous. I want more shades of these. I don't have more, but I want more because they're so pretty. And the last one is a drugstore item, and these are the High Voltage Lipsticks by NYX. I have 2 shades. I probably like this one a lot more than I like this one, but they're both beautiful. And people were talking about these for what seems like 2 seconds. And then I don't know what happened because they're so, so pretty. They're really intense. They're inexpensive because they're from the drugstore. They're NYX. NYX makes great lip products. They have a lot of other great lip products. And I feel like, you know, the butter glosses were talked about a lot. I even heard for 2 seconds about the intense butter glosses. I don't have any of those, but that's another one that, you know, you heard about for like a hot second. I can't speak to those though, because I don't have them. But these are really pretty. This is one swipe, okay? One swipe, really, really pretty. Great color, nothing that, you know, unique. That's why I'm more excited about the other one. This is in the shade Tiara. And then this one, this is the one that I'm really excited about. And I don't usually go for a creamy formula for a darker color like this, but every once in a while. And this is a really nice one. This one is called Free Spirit, which is a great name for it. Sorry if you can hear my dog, by the way. He's like rolling around on the carpet. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that color, that's a gorgeous color. So if you like orangey colors, this is a really, really good one. And I don't know why people don't talk about these. They talked about them for a second and then I don't know what happened, but these are really, really nice. If you want a bold lip and you don't want, you know, liquid lipstick or whatever, these are great, inexpensive ones. Highly recommend these. They're beautiful and, you know, I don't know, they deserve a little more love. All right, everyone, so that is it for products that lost the hype a little too quickly. Let me know in the comment section down below if there are products that you think of when you think of something that has lost the hype that really deserved a little more time at the top. If you like this video, please make sure and give a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel quite a bit. And definitely subscribe while you're here as well. I would love to have you stick around, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.